In this first video, you'll learn the correct way to set up the board and how to set up the pieces for the start of a game, and there is only one right way. You'll know the correct names of the pieces and where they're positioned. You'll find out the difference between files and ranks, and you'll discover that every square on the board has a unique identity, and you'll begin to learn how chess games are recorded. Okay, here we go. The very first thing we have to do when setting up the chessboard is to make sure there's a white square in the bottom right hand corner. This will automatically mean that your opponents also have a white square in their right hand corner. By the way, no matter what the actual colours are on your chessboard, the squares are always referred to as black and white. This applies to the pieces too. You'd be surprised how many times the pictures on the boxes of cheap chess sets in shop windows show a board which is set up incorrectly. They've either got a black square in the right hand corner, or else the kings and queens are the wrong way round. They don't bother to get it right in films either. The next time you watch The Great Escape, take a look at the board when James Garner and Donald Pleasance are playing a game. Does it really matter? Well, maybe not in a film, but yes it does. You'll see in a moment that it affects the placement of the queens, and the king side of the board and the queen side will be the wrong way round. To a chess player that would feel like driving on the wrong side of the road. We'll put all the pieces in position in a minute, but first let's take a look at the board. Some chessboards have the letters A to H and the numbers 1 to 8 printed on the edges. If your board doesn't, well, that's okay. The horizontal lines are numbered from 1 to 8 and they're called ranks. The letters from A to H apply to the vertical lines, and these are the files. This means that every square on the board has its own unique name, from A1 all the way to the other corner of the board at H8. If you become a regular chess player, you'll soon know instinctively which is the F file, which is the 6th rank, where the square G3 is, and so on. Even if playing the black pieces, you're looking at things sort of upside down, with the letters A to H running from right to left, it's still the same. This means that chess games can be recorded. You'll not only be able to write down your moves so that you can play through your games later, but you'll be able to play through the games of the best chess players who've ever lived, because thousands of their games are recorded too, some of them from 500 years ago. Most casual chess players don't know anything about this, and of course they can still enjoy a game of chess, but this course is about learning to play winning chess, and you need to be able to progress from here and learn from the thousands of chess books which have been written, so that you can dig deeper into the various types of openings, strategies and endgame techniques, and you'll need to be able to understand chess notation to read them. Okay, let's now start to add the pieces to the board. We'll position the kings first. They're opposite each other like this. We'll see in the coming videos that they're not the most powerful of the pieces, but they are the most important, since the outcome of the game depends upon their safety. If your king can't avoid being captured, it's said to have been checkmated and you've lost the game. Because of its vulnerability, it's generally tucked out of harm's way as soon as possible and stays out of the action until the later stages of the game, when it often turns out to be a tremendous fighter. The queen is the most powerful piece because of her ability to move great distances in any one of 8 directions. There are 6 different types of pieces: kings, queens, rooks, bishops, knights and pawns, and they each move in different ways from each other. We'll look at how all the pieces move in the next videos. The important thing to note here is that at the start of the game, each queen stands on a square of its own colour: white queen, white square, D1, and black queen, black square, D8. By the way, the pieces we're looking at here are of the Staunton design. They were designed in 1835 by Nathaniel Cook and are the only design permitted to be used in serious chess matches, whether that's games at your local chess club or world championships. Ornamental sets are fine, but only as ornaments. When you're playing chess, you don't want to spend time wondering what the fancy pieces are supposed to be. Each player has 2 rooks which are positioned in the corners, and these with the queen are referred to as the major pieces because of their power. Each player has 2 bishops, and they're positioned on each side of the royal pieces. Note that one of them is on a black square and one is on a white square. C1 and F1 for white, and C8 and F8 for black. When we look at how the bishops move, you'll see that the bishops are unique in that they always stay on the same colour squares. Every other piece can move on white and black squares, but the bishops can only ever visit half the squares on the board. The 2 knights complete the back rank, and the 8 pawns fill up the second rank, and the game is ready to start. Okay, that's it for this first video. Now check your understanding by downloading the Has It Stuck test, then check the answer sheet to see how you did, and read through and retain the key points summary sheet before moving to the next video.